All right, we are so late, but we are here. Okay, so we've had some technical difficulties with one player's away and can't be reached, and the other is in a very dangerous state at the moment with the tornado watch. So we are running a few minutes behind, but we have had the great fortune of grabbing a few other players available from the variant roles chat because I mean, just being in there, you're gonna get into some games because we like playing games with people. We like streaming with friends. So if you're not in the variant roles Discord, you should definitely get in there. We will continue tonight in episode 2 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, level 14, Arcturiadoom. A doom being the residence of a lich or a denizen of the dark of some form or another, and Arcturia being said lich, Arcturiadoom. We are cleaving our way through in burning things in our wake. There is much ash in the air after the brilliant lights of our fluffy pink bunny. Well, maybe not so fluffy, maybe just shiny and resplendent in her viciousness. As Bunny, played by randomly Jen, I'll let you guys introduce yourselves here, but I will say that we tore some stuff up last week. And we have some new characters
Mostly
tonight.
Bunny did.
We will
Let
be
everybody out.
introducing to you all in just a moment. So if Jen, if you could start us off and go ahead and tell us about Bunny and Jen behind her.
Okay. So Bunny is a Furberg, which I always say weird, cleric of the light, and she's like super excited to be here. She just wants to spread the light in all of the dark places within this foreign land because she is a far traveler. And she's very tall. She's 8 foot tall, and she's blonde. She's got pink armor, and she might be like very Elle Woodsy and very Valley Girl in general. But like she's super excited to be here, and to heal everyone and to spread the light. And I am Jen, randomly generated on the internet. I am a Twitch streamer, variety streamer at randomly generated on the Twitch, and I'm also very happy to be here.
I just have to ask Jen, would your Furbolg happen to be from Elwood?
Elwood, yeah, it's a forest in the mythical lands of California, and it's a great place.
I see what you did there.
I'm gonna grab my dog while everyone else introduces themselves.
Okay, Gregory, if you would please introduce yourself and your character.
Well, I'm Hadar. I'm an Eldritch Knight fighter, very regimented, very serious chap, but also likes to get things done. He's very action-oriented, which doesn't always lend itself to the wisest course. And I'm being played by Gregory, who is also 1 and 20 D&D. I do a daily vlog on YouTube, so you can check me out there. It's all about D&D and RPG stuff, and I am looking forward to reprising Hadar as he tries to find his friends somewhere down here in this crazy neighborhood.
There is much shenanigans to be found down here, and Hadar, I think, is going to walk away either dead or rich, one of the two.
I hope so. He's currently like running from. He has already had an encounter with Hallister, so
probably dead. You're saying?
Probably eventually, but you never know.
I mean, he is the Black Cloak. All right, and Polish Christie. I mean, Polish Christie is out. We wish the best for Christie tonight, and let's stay safe in the tornado watch. But she will be played by none other than Tim Anonymoth. And if you would please tell us about yourself and your character.
Hey, I'm Tim at Alan Moth on most things on the internet in the social capacity. I tweet about random stuff, just generally random stuff. And
generated stuff?
Some of that actually. Like if you look at this, so you see me this past weekend, I was playing lots of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but the actual board game, which I won, which I'm so happy because I got all the painted minis. So it's now my child. That is now officially my child. I've adopted it. It's my child.
Children are expensive.
Yeah, expensive child. Oof. And I'm going to be playing Hickman, who is a human outlander. Haven't worked out the accent yet, but I'm sure I will just bring one out.
Oh, you'll fall right into it. I'm looking forward to it. So as you guys can tell out there, we have not been able to update the overlay tonight, but we will press on and we will provide some quality D&D content tonight. And Jono, if you would tell us about yourself and your character that you have pulled together quick, fast, and in a hurry for the entertainment of the masses.
Sure, I'm Jono. You can find me on the Twitter at MammalJono. I tweet about musical theater and D&D and things that I think are funny. It's a great time. Tonight I will be playing Zanella, the Water Genasi monk. She is actually my main character in my home campaign, so I'm very excited to bring her here.
What level is she in your home campaign?
14.
14. Oh, she's lost a level.
Yeah, but that's okay. We multi-classed her, so it was really easy to take her down.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a full-on level drain, necrotic effect or nothing. This is a dream sequence.
Exactly.
But if you die in a dream, you die in real life.
Oh.
Ooh, that will make her girlfriend very upset.
Ooh. Watch out, Arcturia. You have been put on warning. Do not slay Zanella! Okay, so with that, we are going to jump in where we left off last week, outside the door, where we ran into a remarkably undisguised Rakshasa. Normally, these guys only walk around in disguise, self, because, the bottom line is they're devils, right? Demons? Devils. Demons? I think they're devils. Demons aren't known for their cleverness. Devils, however, on the other hand, they deal in information and trades and deals and espionage and all kinds of fun like that. It's got to be a devil. So, you can totally trust this guy when he invited you in last night. Well, last night, now you're waking up in the morning and you're thinking to yourself, did I really just sleep in a devil's home? A devil that's been ensnared by a lich? Wow. Some really comfortable beds for an undead dude.
I mean, I would assume so.
I mean, when you're really nothing but skin and bone, do you really want to lay on a stone slab? I mean, come on. Right? You gotta have some nice cushions, some feather down, some pillows. Yeah. Satin.
Great way to file down your bones if you're sleeping on stone. You need that cushion.
That's right. That's right. If you're gonna live forever, you gotta take care of them bones. So, you take your leisure, guaranteed that you will awaken in good health by your Rakshasa friend, whom you have been sent here to speak with. Why have you been sent here to speak to a Rakshasa? Because he has been ensnared by a lich that is threatening to take over Waterdeep. They are building something nefarious down here. They are building, rumor has it, a 40-foot tall metal demon smoking creature that's sort of based on Halaster Blackcloak to fight off some of the titans in Waterdeep. And if that gets loose, I have no idea how they're going to get it out of here, right? I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. It's kind of just going to be a big old decoration trapped in a cave, right?
Except for maybe that giant worm.
Or yeah, I guess they could dig a hole all the way to the surface and climb out that, or they could dimension door it out, or there's ways. Never mind, big threat. Let's take this thing down. But that's a whole lot of hunk of metal to be taken down, and there's probably something between you and it. So, being in Arcturiadoom, being the home of a lich, you can expect a fair amount of traps and puzzles and all this other fun stuff that you might see if you were grave robbing, for instance. But the Rakshasa seems somewhat hospitable. Why? Because he has been trapped by said lich. He is a potential ally. Enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So, You've been sent down here with the hopes that this Rakshasa is willing to make a deal.
That's the plan, anyway.
There are many ways to negotiate, right, Hadar?
I tend to negotiate with my blade, but that's not always effective. A lot of times they end up not able to negotiate.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have a jaw for that. So, as you all come to wakefulness, fresh air greets you. It's like fresh lawn clippings. It smells good, like a warm summer morning, and everything's breezy, and you can smell hot bacon and eggs. And your host has been a fantastic host. It is brought you breakfast at the table in your communal chamber here in the southeast corner. Yeah, and he is on point, wearing the top hat and three-piece that he was wearing the night before. It is cleanly pressed and fresh.
Okie dokie. So are we all congregated?
You are, in fact, congregated. You are at the breakfast table of said Rakshasa.
We've suddenly have different people in our party, and it's fine.
Totally
So,
the same
Alistair.
people you went bed next to. There is no Rakshasa meddling here at all. You feel like you've known them forever.
And it's super cool how we got in here. You guys, did you how like the maze? It was just like so easy, right?
Indeed.
So, Alistair,
Yeah.
how long have you been down here? What can you tell us? How can we free you?
I have been down here for some years. It has been a saddening experience to not see the skies above, as you might imagine. I have conjured the air fresh from the sea, fresh from the fields, fresh from my home.
It smells great.
Thank you. I take pride in my home. Though we should be about our business, because, truth be told, it's not my home. This is the home of Arcturia, and he is, well, a cruel master, to say the least. So what is it that brings you to the home of Arcturia?
So
Well, I know, and I know everyone else knows, but it might help refresh my memory a little bit if someone else said it.
Well, we have a contract with House Freth. But beyond finding you, I'm finding it fuzzy what we were intending. I am looking for my friends, and so it was an excuse to come back further into this mad demesnes.
like I'm like here to bring the light to the dark areas of the world, because like it's like my job.
So your
Yeah,
characters
just, like,
would
the
recall.
opportunity to come down here.
Your characters would recall that you were given from House Freth as a mode of egress into here, so you could stop this invasion, with the knowledge that. Gregory, you're actually. I think your mic is freaking out a little bit. House Freth was going to give you an in to speak with Alistair, who was going to be your point of contact to try and de-escalate this Mecha Hallister situation. As far as your character's personal motives, that would be separate and something that I am working into the plot line.
Bunny's not like heckin' charismatic, so somebody else might want to do the negotiating part. She's got a 0. If you need someone to be heckin' wise, she's there. But if you want them to talk, maybe Bunny's Bunny's not great at talking. She's just real, like, good at thinking.
I can do the talking. I've got a fair amount of experience with that.
Yeah.
I second
not.
that.
It
not
seems that any blow we can strike against Hallister's minions, his underlings, such as this lich, would go a great distance towards weakening him overall. I think that should be our primary focus. How do we get to this lich, and how do we destroy it?
Yes, the lich is beyond even my powers. Formidable as they might be, I do not assume. Perhaps one day, we shall meet again, and we shall take down this lich. Today, though, I think you have come here to free me. I think you have brought the key. Or perhaps I will give you the key. It depends what is in your heart of hearts.
I'm still not clear why we'd have helped someone like you, but that does seem to be why we are here.
Well, I suppose you're free to move along. But on your way out, if you wouldn't mind breaking the seal above the door. Since you're here anyways.
Where is the door? How do we get there?
Oh, just right above this door here. Pointing the one you came into the night before.
And what do we see when we look?
From outside the door, if you are willing to just go out there and take a look, you see that there is a brilliant moon that is eclipsing a sun. You're not sure what moon or what sun, because this does not look like the moon and the sun as you know them.
Can we make any kind of check on it? Religion, Arcana?
It doesn't look like the rising sun.
If it looks like the dawn, it looks like the sun on my shield. Lathander.
Where is it at? So I just pull up a few things here and there to look at them. There it is. Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Mounted above the double door to these chambers is a 4-foot diameter, 2-inch thick disc of black stone upon which is engraved a white symbol depicting a bony human hand. Perfect. The bony human hand is pointing towards the moon and the sun eclipsed by it.
So is there anything I could do to, like, see if I know anything about this symbol as somebody who's really into the light?
You could roll an Arcana for me, or no, better yet, roll in a religion for me.
Good, because I have an 8 in that. 12, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you would know enough, maybe not about the specific symbols, but of the pairings and the symbols and the style that they are represented, that this is a trap. It is something is being trapped. It's being held against its will. Something is being sheltered or protected, and the skeletal hand pointing towards this moon eclipsing the sun would seem to be like the will from beyond the grave stopping. It's very prophetic. Um,
Okay, so I relay that to the party. Like, I mean, he's still there. I don't know. I guess I would have to try to talk to the party about it in some capacity to be like,
So in some way it symbolizes perhaps a cage?
it's like a caged tiger. That's really sad.
And, well, obviously beyond the grave, I mean, that is the definition of a lich, is it not?
That seems, yeah, kind of, yeah. To the best of my knowledge, I don't.
I think that it's simple. Alisar simply has to die and then he'll be released.
I mean,
You see the
die
slightest
is
crack
a
of a
weird
grenade.
word to say about something that's dead. So, like, I don't think that's probably not it.
Probably not.
Does Hickman or Zadella want to jump in at all?
I was just thinking, what if maybe we came back afterwards and did this?
I mean, we were supposed to, like, out of character. We were supposed to negotiate to figure out other stuff. About we're here for a giant.
No, sorry, I completely misunderstood.
No, but as well, like we're here to hunt a giant mech or something before it destroys the world. So we're supposed to like get information from him and then potentially help.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
So we need to find out where to go from him, if I'm to understand correctly.
All right, yeah, then I'll go over to the Rakshasa. Hey, so we would like to help you in what you're doing, but to the best of my understanding, in things like this, there's a little bit of give and take. If you were maybe to help us find out where we can find this construct that we're after, we'd love to help you, I'm sure.
Zanella, old friend, you speak such sweet truths. So long has it been since I have heard your charming voice. So tell me, you drive such a hard bargain asking me to go against Arcturia, for if you should fail, of course, I would be left an obvious indicator as to what has happened. So I would need assurances in advance. But I am willing to help you in your cause of destroying Arcturia. Certainly. My price is my freedom in advance.
What if instead I gave you the assurance that we just won't fail?
What if I gave you clues to success?
Okay, and I'll just look back at the rest of the party. That sounds reasonable.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. So
Just be straight with us, lad. Just tell us what's wrong and how to get you out of here.
yeah, like the cloak and dagger. I mean, some people find it fun, but it's just exhausting to me.
Like, we're down here. Let's stop faffing around. Tell us what you want straight, and we can actually negotiate our way out of it, lad, alright?
Hickman, I truly appreciate your forthright, and time is of the essence. So, yes, if you shall break the seal for me, and he produces a scroll, I shall provide for you the secret to all that you wish to know in Arcturiadoom.
Are we writing this down in a contract, that like that stuff?
If you wish something so formal. And a contract and a pen with a blade on the end appears out of nowhere in the air, and the pen is just sort of floating there with a feather quill hanging off to it with glitter coming off of it and sparkles, and the scroll just sort of floats out towards you.
So,
I'd like to read this contract, please, so I can see what's actually happening.
Okay.
Have a magnified glass because that might be useful.
That might, yes. Let's
So-
have a look and find out what's it called at the bottom. That
Yes,
stuff, the
it
small
does
print.
seem to switch languages about every fifth word.
So what kind of languages?
Abyssal, Infernal, Celestial, and Draconic.
I know 2 of them. Well, that's good. I've got the gist of it anyway.
So
calm
roll an
down.
insight check to see if you can figure out the rest of it.
Which check, sorry?
Insight.
Oh, yes.
I can help you with that because I speak Celestial.
Okay.
Roll at advantage.
Yes.
And
Okay.
player knowledge.
So that's a 9 plus 14.
9 plus 14. Nice. So yeah, so even though you don't have the exact words, the intent is obvious. In fact, you've seen this exact type of loophole before. The loopholes in here are more around if you should betray him, or if you were to fail in your clause, then your soul is forfeit.
Right. Well, I'm just taking the pen and I'm re-editing those loopholes out because I'm not having any of that. Is that okay, my friend?
I like having a soul.
It is somewhat of a boilerplate, but being this time is of the essence, I shall not procure.
And
new
you want to
copies.
get out of here as much as we do.
Yes.
Right.
Sign, break the seal, and everything after that, loopholes shall be forgiven.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Anyone else?
Sounds like what we have to do.
Right. I'm signing it.
As you grab the pen, spines fling out from the core of it and skewer up for each finger, and you can feel it as it pulls the blood out. It doesn't just flow like a quill. It is flowing like a wrist wound onto the page.
That's not too bad. Could
You
be
take
worse.
1 point of damage.
So I was gonna be like, do you need a health potion? 'Cause I've got this.
Totally not habit forming.
Nah, I'm fine. I'll just sit in corner, sucking my finger. We fine.
All right, so I assume that each of you will in turn take your turn with the pin of, what's a dire pen? It's a dire pen. We'll call it a dire pen.
Dire pen.
It's
Like,
Vic Stabby Stabs. And it takes 1 point of health from each of you to sign the contract. And he gestures over and the door is open. And that is as far as he seems to be able to go.
Wait just a second before we go. You had a scroll with some information for us?
Yes, that would be my end of the contract. Once you have delivered yours by breaking the seal.
Thought I could get you.
He holds it out. And you can see that there is writing inside of it.
Okay, good. Blank scroll would have been dick move.
Do you want us to countersign it or anything?
You did read the contract. It implies you must break the seal to receive
Yes,
the scroll.
I know. Do you want to sign? Do you want us to sign your copy of it as well, so we know it's actually binding and stuff, rather than just having a one-off signing and then you might edit it
You have
later
to
on and then
the
sign it.
contract as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think you were going to have a copy of it? And it poofs out of your hand.
Well, that's just being a bit of a dick, to be honest, mate. If I can be blunt with you.
Did he sign this contract?
Very well then. He pulls it out of nowhere and signs in a claw across the bottom. And you see...
Now, was that so hard?
Very well. Clever.
Right.
Clever as ever, Hickman. Well played.
I wouldn't say that. It's just like a bit being fair and honest, to be honest. But right, how do you want us to remove this seal?
Yeah, so how do we get started?
The seal must be shattered. I cannot exit the room, therefore I cannot reach said seal.
I'll shoot it with my longbow.
It's that simple. We just have to break it.
Like, could we radiate it to death? Because I'm like really good at radiance.
It is a black metallic disc. You're unsure of the material.
I'm just gonna go outside and shoot it with my arrow.
I'm
Alright.
gonna.
Is your
Try to
arrow
avoid the
magical?
Um,
Do you have a magic bow?
I do have a magic bow, so it is.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Right, so.
As you launch an arrow at it, Bunny raises her hand, and golden light flies out. Golden pink light flies forth from it and strikes the opposite side with the force of your bow or your arrow hitting the other side. And you hear as the whole ground shifts downward, maybe a quarter of an inch, and dust just, and there's some little pieces of rock that fall near you. And the
Bunny's just
Rakshasa,
looking around fascinated. Everything in this new world is so exciting.
Alistair chuckles to himself a little. Thank you, my friends. And a deal is a deal, and a bargain well struck at that. Here you go. And he prefers it, and as he reaches out, he vanishes, and the scroll is still standing there in his invisible hand.
Ah, in a bit then, mate. Drop the scroll.
All right. You hear
Nice.
nothing.
I'll grab it.
Yeah, one of us.
Okay.
So, who
Yeah.
grabs it? Whoever's first.
Ah, got it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
shall we just read it to see what we got? Just in case he's just, done us one.
Somewhere in the background, your choices will have consequences. Plays in a distance.
From out of nowhere, you see a small key with an inverted Y on it float into existence and clatter to the floor back into the chamber. And soft padding flits down the hallway from whence you came.
Well,
You could at least say goodbye properly.
goodbye, little Fifi.
I'll go grab that key.
Okay. You go running into the room and you pick up this key, and it is made of a 6-inch square stock wrought iron. The rune on the end of it is shaped like an inverted Y.
I don't suppose I would recognize that rune. Given my language capabilities.
I've already
So-
researched it. There are no languages to look up to see what it would be. Yep.
Oh,
It's
Not fantasy, maybe.
no, as in
Well,
it's
there
not
we have
in the player's handbook or the DMG as a translation alphabet. So it's specific to this.
Perhaps that will come in useful. What does the scroll say? Read it, please.
Should I take a look at that key? What can I like check it in any capacity?
So on the inside of the scroll, as you're examining it, please do roll an investigation. As you're reading the scroll, you pop this wax seal on it, and you unfurl it. At the top of it is a drawing of the key with the inverted Y, and it
That was
is marked. Oh, Gregory, you're
I don't think it's me.
no.
Not me, because I can hear it, so it wouldn't be coming back through my speakers.
Yeah, I hear it too. so-
Hold on, let me see.
Maybe Jono? Is that Ella? I don't
You're
hear it
muted
now.
right now at the moment, and Jono. Would you unmute for a second?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's you, Jono.
Oh no! I will just mute until I speak.
All right, and then maybe if you like unplug, replug a few times, there might be some static or something like that.
Airplane flying overhead.
Any number of things.
I
Okay,
had that
so
before. I had a
as you-
17 on my investigation.
Same.
okay, one moment. As you are unfurling the scroll, you see that there is a drawing of this key at the top. Below it is marked in Draconic, and the entirety of this is written in Draconic.
I can read it, of course. And my investigation was actually like 23. No, 21.
Good job.
On the key or on the scroll?
I was looking at the scroll, and I
Okay,
read
perfect.
Draconic.
Perfect.
So
So, at the top, you recognize the characters representing 5 of 6.
okay, it says 5 of 6 here.
And
The
beneath
heck
it,
does that mean?
there are several rhymes. Riddles? Poems. Quatrains? They could be prophecies. You'll have to do some deciphering to figure it out. I'm sure you guys can get it. Beneath the one marked with 5 of 6, you see that it says, I found this key within Arcturia's chambers. I've seen its like before. There are multiples. They must be somewhere throughout the dungeon. I will commence my search through scry as best I can. So, it goes on to describe his process of locating these keys throughout the dungeon using locate object. And
Good spell.
pulling apart different forms, but he doesn't understand where these locations are. It seems that he's describing the location, but he doesn't know exactly where it is. Underneath that one,
So this key is probably 5 of 6, and we need to find the other 5. Maybe?
I mean, it's probably that he's found that there's 5 keys missing, 5 of 6.
Still missing, right.
There are 5 keys still missing of the 6 total, but he's like found the keys but hasn't found them, but like, yeah.
so
It's probably not the 5th key, it's probably the one that's he's found.
beneath that, on the scroll, starts a new drawing of another key, a pair of them, in fact, crossed. One of them has sort of a V with a ring at the bottom. The other, an upside down F. Beneath them, it says, stand firm or stand tall. The wizard sees not. With eyes made of stone, 2 keys can be bought.
Oh, riddles.
What? Could you say that again for me, lad?
Stand firm or stand tall. The wizard sees not. With eyes made of stone, 2 keys can be bought.
We need to find a wizard.
No, the wizard can't see.
No, wait, yeah.
We can find somebody with stone eyes.
With your 23 investigation, Hadar,
It was 21, sorry.
21, it's still greater than a 20, you recognize that wizard is capitalized.
The wizard. You know, I've got a very bad feeling that this means the Mad Mage.
Oh god.
But it could be another. If it could be another wizard, like there are many wizards. There's the white wizard, the rainbow wizard, the black wizard, the brown wizard, the blue wizards, the
Of
mad wizard,
course, but
The red mages.
we
red,
are here.
red wizards.
I mean, we are in the Mad Mage's dungeon, and sometimes those wizards get a little racist.
And didn't he have apprentices either as well? So that might be some of them as well.
As you continue to read down the scroll,
There's more.
there is more.
Riddles for days.
There is another, looks like a capital H with the top left-hand leg is missing. It says, the widow salutes her fallen old brother. He lost his head one drink after another. With mugs raised up high, we look to the sky, lest we wish to return to the mother.
And that looked like an H?
With missing the top left-hand corner. So it's sort of like a chair facing left.
Or lowercase backward H? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's blockier though. Yeah.
Is that basically just saying we have to basically drink a lot so we lose our head?
I went to like, there's head on a bear. So
Remember,
that-
these are locations in the dungeon that he has scried through locate object. He's
Oh, we're going to a pub. A dungeon pub.
Yeah, dungeon pub.
Dungeon pub.
But like a brother and a sister, and
The two crossed keys were an upside down F, and the other was, what was that?
It was like the symbol
With a
for
circle.
Atlantis or Stargate. You know, it's like the V with the circle.
Taurus esque.
Esque. Upside down.
A V or an A?
A V.
V with the circle. Got it. Thank you.
The ring is below. The third below is it's sort of like a backwards J with a ring at the top. And it says, "Of curtains and keys the beholder will see. His story is hidden by telepathy. The bigger the fool, the faster he fall. Behind glass doors the curtain sees all."
Well, I guess we're looking for a beholder's lair.
And the final is an
Wag.
inverted U, uppercase.
Inverted U. Okay.
And all there is here is the head of an elithid. Its tentacles sprawled and its skull split open. It's just a drawing. It's sitting on a table.
Oh, we're in calamari, are we?
Darn it, I should have made a joke, a riddle about calamari. Yeah. These weren't in the book, by the way.
Well, it looks like we've got some nasties to deal with. I suggest we head out and get started. We're never gonna find these keys standing here.
So like, he did the locate object, but he got riddles. Okay. Or yeah, let's just go.
Well, he couldn't leave, but we can.
Yeah.
Well, he can leave now, so he might have got a bit of advantage on us by just giving us something, you know, that we can just ponder over while he runs ahead and finishes it off.
I mean, he probably wouldn't have left that last key behind if he was intending to go find the other ones.
Unless he doesn't need it, he's made a copy. He's
We
had
don't
plenty of
think we
time.
can Copy these.
While we're in this, so are we currently in his chamber?
You're standing just outside of it with the shattered seal, and
Okay.
he's made his way away from you.
And Zanella had gone back in and was okay, right? Came out, whatever. I suggest we search in there. I mean, you never know what we might find that could be useful quickly, and then move on. Can we take like 5-10 minutes and just
Absolutely.
blast through the chambers?
Let me look to see if there's anything.
I think I have.
He did not pack up his bags to go. He was like, "Mo,
Right. We out.
find an extra spare suit and a fancy top hat, and that's it."
All right, roll an investigation for me.
Gladly. Oh, not a good one. This is a 14.
Okay, so
More investigates or just Hadar's?
you're all searching. Which area of the room are you searching, Hadar?
I'm gonna go into this other chamber. I think where I see this big star on the maybe a transport or teleportation circle or something. If we can go through that door, otherwise I'll just check out what are these statues or something.
Okay, so searching the room to the north, as you walk in, Standing in the middle of this 30-foot room is a life-size statue of a dwarf in plate armor, wearing a bucket helm and standing at attention atop a block of stone that measures 3 feet to a side. It appears to be watching you as you search this room.
I kind of salute him as I come in.
Let's see. And as you sort of salute it and walk into the room, it stone shapes into a wall across the room in front of you.
Well, I guess that's not the way. I'll turn around and go back out. There's nothing else in this room?
Just the statue.
All right.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yep, that's what's in there.
So I got a nat 20 plus 3.
Nice.
On investigation. Let me look at.
Well, that was fruitless. There was some statue of a dwarf, and when I saluted him, he turned into a freaking stone wall and blocked the rest of the room off. What's
Did
that
you-
about?
Did you salute him properly?
Apparently not.
Ugh. That's just unfair, really.
Was that the only statue in there?
It was, but there before it transformed, you could see there was behind it a book on a podium.
I think there was a spell book in there, but I don't have any way to get past stone.
Now that you've left the room, has it turned back to normal?
I look back in the room.
No.
Damn. Oh well.
It's just a stone wall, guys. Okay.
Rakdos is back.
Bye.
He's standing on me. Oh.
Did Nezrin find something special?
So, Bunny heads into
Sorry, Bunny, not Nezrin.
heads into the south chamber, where a harpsichord tirelessly plays itself, or so it seems. Perhaps there is something more to it. In the dark, melancholy tune of longing and sadness, in stark contrast to the fresh morning breeze.
Not a sleeping three-headed dog in here, is there?
Oh no, just a giant chessboard.
Oh no, that'll take forever. Okay. Is that all I see?
No, because there's a stone fresco on the wall carved into the southernmost wall. On it, there are stone dragons that appear to be locked in a combat, one of them knowing by its crests that it is a black dragon and it is fighting a gold dragon, and they are in this eternal struggle. And as you step closer inside the room, their stone heads shape and meld and look at you.
I don't know what to do in this situation. I don't want to yell, "Hey, you guys, what's going on?" But I don't know what to do in this situation.
You're muted, Greg.
Thank you. You do have a dragonborn with you.
Oh yeah, it was like we do. Oh yeah. So I guess. Hey. You
So
got some
he'll
chickens in here.
Yeah, I'll come to the door and take
Like
a look.
kinda, not really.
Did you
but
find
yeah.
something?
So I would.
As you walk into the
Not
room,
moving. I'm just standing there, like. I don't want to walk away and them do something like that with other stone walls. I'm just going to stay there and not do anything until they come in.
as you walk into the room, you see this, and it is a fresco that you are not unfamiliar with in Dragonborn kind. This is actually a classic pose, but one small irregularity. In the eternal struggle, the dragons are biting each other's necks and flying in circles, and it's a sort of a balance of eternity type situation. This, you recognize this as a very clearly Blue Dragon militant battle of mating ritual kind. One in which blue dragons attack blue dragons.
I think that Alisar was kind of a perv. And I just walk out.
Nothing useful.
Love it.
Nothing useful at all.
I mean, if a Dragonborn could blush, then you would see that Hadar is getting a little uncomfortable and basically says, "Yeah, it's like
Erotica?
it's a mating ritual," and then he walks out.
So he has dragon porn on his walls? This is very strange.
You guys are so weird. By the way, this is Arcturia's room.
Quite tastefully done, really, sometimes.
Oh, it's not Alisar's?
No, Alisar is trapped servant in these rooms. This is Arcturia's private chambers.
Oh,
But
okay. Thank you.
your characters probably wouldn't know that, so it's so on brand. It's perfect. I mean, there's a lot of furries out there, but I think we just found some scalies. All right. So you make your way out of the room, and no real treasure that you can find in there beyond that of the spell book.
Yeah, I was looking for clues. Treasure would be nice. So, I suggest we get moving, friends.
Was there any, like, hidden compartments in his place or anything?
With a 23 search, would have found them.
Fair dues. Right, well, I'm ready to go. If you want to go with us, we can, go find the rest of these keys or decipher these bloody riddles he's left us.
All of you roll an insight for me.
Insight, yes.
Okay, 18.
Not great. 8.
I rolled a 2 + 1. 3.
29.
20. I thought it was going to be a 2. I thought you were about to say 2.
I have a +10 and I rolled a 19.
Nice.
I'm heckin' wise.
Well, Hickman starts heading off towards the north coming out of the door, and you're just like, hold on.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
This way.
Alright.
And there were a few doors that you passed along the way in, and one of them just, it feels right. Like, it just feels like the way you need to go.
This way. Trust me. This way.
Alright. I mean, you've got one hell of an internal compass, I'll give you that, love.
So you make your way sort of into this spiky shaped room here. Looks a little bit like a mace. And in it, you see that the walls are plated in this 20-foot high dome ceiling room. There are sort of like crenellations into the walls, little alcoves that narrow, and into the back of them you see these runes from each of the keys you would recognize. Each alcove is 8 feet tall, 4 feet deep, and narrows from a width of 3 feet down to 1 foot. The room appears to be shielded in mithril. floor to ceiling.
Interessant.
This room is incredibly valuable and expensive to create.
Big
Why
area,
would you
should it?
shield a room in Mithril?
Because you can.
Something in it or out of it? But it looks like there's a spot for the keys.
Shall we, shall we stick that key in that hole and see how it goes?
Do we see symbols?
Yes, they actually do. They match the ring, the key that you have. So, the one to the far left, the westerly. I'm sorry, it's not the westerly one. That's my bad. It's the southeast one. Matches the key that you have.
So
That Alistair dropped for you.
And is this still within the area he can get to,
This
or this is now outside of his domain?
Oh, this is well outside of his ability. So he could not go beyond the door that was over there just to the southeast. He had access to those back rooms over there.
We can certainly try it now, but it might be better if we have more of the key, or all of the keys, really. We might need to do them all at the same time.
Maybe. I don't think one's gonna
Well,
And
do anything.
Hadar tries the key.
Good luck.
As you push it in,
Right.
it begins to glow white hot and fuses into the mithril.
Ooh,
Wow.
fancy.
Well,
well, I guess we're not getting that back
yeah,
out.
I guess that's gonna stay here now.
I think we should get the others, I think.
Yeah, I think we should probably get on that.
Right, so let's...
I think meanwhile Zanella is still thinking about that first puzzle. She's like,
Puzzles.
wizard. Is there, by any chance, a statue of the titular Mad Mage that we've run into?
I have in a different level,
I know, so have I.
so there might be more of them. Like
Oh.
I've seen a statue of the Mad Mage. Say it was like 4 floors ago, 5 floors ago, 6 floors, a couple floors ago. I think I did level 8.
Oh, which key do you want to go after now? The one that's like an upside down U, the one that's about stone eyes, the one about drinking and losing your head, or the one about Beholder who likes drapes.
Yeah, that's super into curtains. The interior decorating beholder.
Ooh,
I think I knew one of those in California.
Manny designed this place. It looks more like his style.
Yeah. It's very shiny in here.
He
Anyways,
probably has a small goatee or something.
we should probably explore around and see if we run into anything like the statue, or just keep our eyes open.
Sounds as good as plan as any, to be honest.
I don't have a map of the dungeon sitting in front of me on a screen or anything, so who knows?
I'm putting the riddles in chat.
Oh, good.
Ooh, that's very
I
helpful.
wrote down
Thank you.
notes, but I'm I'm gonna miss stuff.
Yeah.
On the map we have the place that
Hmm.
clearly doesn't have straight lines. That's where we came in from, right? Or is it? No.
Let me do that one more time.
Oh, this place is so big. Oh no.
There was also the one with the dead creature. On the one hand, that sounds like it might be a guardian that's already been defeated. On the other hand, it makes me think that something defeated it. So I'm not sure whether to be excited or worried about that one.
Yeah, I don't think there would just be a key there if somebody defeated it. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't make sense for the spell. Because he like used the flicked object. So unless they died at the same time, or some kind of murder suicide, I don't know.
Unless they ate the key and couldn't get it back.
This is also possible. I don't know. Let's go have an adventure.
I am all for exploration.
Yeah, the keys will be in the same place, so that'll be nice.
All right, so I put some headers on them as well, so that you
Okay.
can sort of figure out which one's where.
Died.
And then
Mage. Thank you.
Firm or tall, or stand tall. So you can either be probably stout and firm, or heckin' tall. I'm 8 feet tall.
We'd also lose a falling old brother. Brother's capitalized. We didn't know that.
Wizards capitalized, mothers capitalized, brothers capitalized.
Telepathy's capitalized, but that might
Curtains and keys is capitalized, and telepathy. Behind glass
Telepathy.
doors.
guys, they're not word puzzles.
Wait,
We'll be here all night.
it would be nice. Okay. So I guess we're gonna start exploring, and since there's so much dungeon, I don't know how much hand waving
If it's
there's gonna be.
That's what that intuition roll is. Bunny has a divine intuition as to which direction to go at some turns.
is it helpful to point out that I'm a natural explorer of the Underdark?
Good, so you
point.
won't be lost or surprised, right?
Yeah, natural explorer usually you can't get lost except by magical means. So you
Yeah.
could get mucked up in that maze.
Mm-hmm.
It was magical, but we're not in the maze anymore.
We're fine. We're out of maze. It's fine. It's all grand.
Okay, so you having seen these statues before, and being that you haven't had any inclination to go any specific direction, which one would you like to take? And we will continue to see how your intuition tells you.
I spent plenty of time standing firm as a soldier. I'm inclined to start there.
Standing here.
Well, we have to
Yeah.
find the stand firm first, though. I guess just pick a directione. I'm gonna roll a d4 for north, south, east, and west.
Follow your internal compass, Bunny. It hasn't led us wrong yet.
South, right?
What do we see when we see the doors, the double doors across from this chamber?
Rolled a 4, which would imply west. To go in the westerly direction.
Okay.
East, west.
How about the double doors across from us?
This is why we don't generally use maps, because,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, 30 to 40 hours of content on
Yeah,
here
this-
on
this
something that's
is
going to
a
lead.
lot. So
It's going to
I
lead
was-
you to nothing.
I picked
nothing.
a cardinal direction, west.
Okay, we're going west.
Yeah, there are like loots and treasures that we can find, but I will make sure that you're not missing out on
That's-
anything in
all right.
particular that would be useful to your character.
Go away.
In that room is a big nasty fight that's going to yield you an owlbear rug and a crystal decanter.
Oh,
Yeah, no thanks. I don't need an owlbear rug.
Okay, then
I'll take the decanter though.
so hand wavy. That door doesn't exist.
Perfect.
The magic of D&D.
All right, so you make your way in a sort of westerly direction, which brings you out to, yeah, let's not go there. You already killed those guys, so you make your way through the barracks in this area, which is obviously the 7 hobgoblins that were backing up those giants that we wiped out literally in the first round of combat.
I annihilated
As
them
you
with
dropped
light.
a molten sun on them. You find
Think so.
in their barracks. You find. Yep.
I
No
just
loot.
casted the dawn on them and they died.
You find no loot. You move back up through the hallway, through the big doors to the statuary that you came in through, and come to another fork. There is the molten pile of fire giant still smoldering on the ground here from the night before. Yes.
Yeah, done murdered him too.
Did you? Cool.
That's a big light of death. And
Tell me
So-
more about this pink light.
the light. I can talk about the light all day. We're gonna have conversations about the light while we're traversing the.
Oh, please do.
So to the north, as she's describing all of this, to the north, the acrid stench of molten iron, slag, sulfur, and just something darker burns and floats down. You can feel the heat wafting down the hallway. To the west is something cooler and I wouldn't say pleasant, but it smells a little more stale. On the wall to the northwest of you is markings in Dwarvish.
Oh yeah, because we had those statues that were not in their well-kept dwarvish craftsmanship.
Anybody read Dwarvish?
No.
Elvish.
Hadar
Next big
does.
giant.
All right. Hadar, you look up and you see on the wall there that there is a marking for prison.
In which direction?
It's in the hallway off going to the left. It's right outside the door.
In the cold direction?
What's that?
In the
Yeah,
cold
in the cold.
direction?
It's literally this room right here.
I'm
These
gonna
double
poke
doors
my
with the
head in
bars.
there and see if there's anyone.
In the cell to the southwest in the room, there is a dead Orog. It is skewered with multiple crossbow bolts and has been left to fester.
Oh.
Hadar covers his mouth because it probably stinks like hell.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's ripe in there. There are multiple cells throughout the room, and a single lever with a latching mechanism of some sort to unlock all of the cages.
So he'll pull it and really quickly go through the cells, just looking for anything, unusual.
I'll help you out with that, lad.
There are 6 forks pointing down and 1 up. As you push it into the one, they all open.
Seems a convenient way to have a prison break.
Well, good thing there's nobody here.
I'm just saying, from a design standpoint,
Yes, I agree.
it's like a bad.
bad design.
I can't see why you would get rid of all of your prisoners at the same time, especially when you don't care about them. You're not going to evacuate them, probably, in this fantasy setting.
Hey, dwarves that have their tricksy ways.
So, assuming that we don't find anything in there,
Don't go in.
That's what you find.
yeah,
Yeah, nothing here. Let's continue on.
Oh, this pink light.
we'll
Is it a bright light?
Well, I hold up my mace, which is constantly glowing because I have a
Ooh.
mace disruption. I have the general pink glow about me at all times. I've got
I quite like the pink colour, to be honest.
Thank you. It's my favorite.
It doesn't
As
really
you-
go with my aesthetic, but I can appreciate a nice bit of colour in someone's life.
I understand that the conflicting aesthetics. Aesthetic is very hard to get on point.
I mean,
Your aesthetic is great.
I'm going for,
Very-
hobo and black, but
It works for you.
it works.
Your pink light illuminates the hallway ahead of you. You begin seeing shadows flitting about. You're not sure if they're mice or rats or something darker that lives in the shadows, but it feels... In fact, it almost smells of death in this direction. And as you come around the corner, you see the source of this scent. There is a statue, very easily recognizable as Arcturia, looming down at you. He points to the ground in front of him. Is a wand, and he stares at it malevolently.
Well, this just looks like a trap, to be honest.
Yeah, and why does it smell like death? It's a statue. Like, a lot of things that seem to line up here.
What's it made of?
Let's see. Stone statue of a 6-foot-tall skeletal figure with butterfly wings sprouting from its back and sharp bone spurs on its forearms and elbows. The statue stands atop a 3-foot-high stone base, is clutching a stone wand and points it towards the floor.
Okay.
Now that is an interesting aesthetic.
Yeah, so it's clearly a wizard.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, is it a capital W wizard though?
Roll your history check.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 6.
That's 14.
Jana, what was that?
23.
23? Hadar?
Nice. 7.
Okay. Zanella, you actually... hearing the name of Arcturia, knowing that this is his doom, and the obvious butterfly modifications that sparks back to something of a wizard in generations past, not that long ago, but nearly 450 years ago at least, there was a wizard who liked to animate objects and transform them, and was actually cast out of Waterdeep specifically for it. He was taken in by Thay and was reviled among the people for his terrible, terrible ways. And seeing these bony projections and these wings on this individual, and it being Arcturia, makes you hearken back to this mysterious wizard you read about. You can't quite remember his name, but it could have been Arcturia.
I will relay all of that.
And I'm gonna say it makes sense that Bunny knows nothing about the history of this land because she is not from here. Like, I don't know. Do you teach? Do you have school here? Where do you learn this?
Who reads books?
I read books. I mean, just like history. I'm not from here. I wouldn't know about this history.
Okay.
He's
butterfly-
pointing to a wand on the ground.
So-
He's pointing his wand at a place on the ground before him as if telling you to kneel.
So could we, instead of kneeling, stand tall or stand firm?
Yeah. I think you're right, Bunny.
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, wizard, capital, like, you know.
Do we have to lock eyes with him or something?
Two keys can be bought. How bought? What is bought? Is it with? I don't think standing is a form of currency, but who knows?
Mm-mm. That implies a trade, and I don't feel like this statue wants gold.
Oh no.
Just because it's a dungeon, shall we just ask the statue, just in case?
Could do.
Can't hurt.
Right.
This is quite.
Excuse me, statue.
What do you want?
It stares menacingly at the spot on the floor, despite your attempts to contact it.
Beautiful wings.
I'm gonna
Rest of
cast
it is little.
Firebolt at the floor where the wand is pointing.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you don't even need to roll to hit on that. You hit the floor successfully and nothing happens. There's a blackened scorch mark, and it is an impressive one. It is not none of those little neophyte. Oh yeah, I lit a match on the floor here. No, this is like a scorch mark of a battle hardened eldritch knight. Like you tried to melt that stone.
That is mightily impressive, my friend.
If all else fails, light it on fire.
But ultimately ineffective.
I mean, it was impressive though.
The stone does seem somewhat unfazed by your attack.
So Hadar's gonna take a knee and like inspect the spot on the floor where the wand seems to be pointing.
Don't get
Okay.
too close. Maybe
Yeah, be careful.
like
All right.
I mean, the only thing we can't
When you're in a
we don't want
dungeon,
to touch that body in the prison. Otherwise,
kick the
we like
door.
stand them over here.
All right. I need
Would've been an
a
idea.
wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, ooh, you failed your wisdom real bad last time.
Arg.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm the wise one.
8.
No.
Oh no.
An
dear.
8, you say?
Yeah.
All right.
Our light's on fire.
Hadar is turned to stone.
No.
No.
You just ooh.
Do you
I'm
grow?
I end up
Do you
back
grow
in the
fairy? Do you
maze.
grow fairy wings?
Butterfly wings.
Butterfly wings. That's the one.
Or bone spurs.
I mean, bone spurs be quite impressive on you, I must say.
Roll a d10 for me.
Oh goodness. Are you gonna be insane?
9.
9.
Could be good, could be bad. You're rolling
From
on
out
two.
of your back sprouts 8 massive spider legs.
Cool.
Oh, push.
Just been turned into a drider.
Not quite. That would be from the waist down. This is just spidery appendages. They feel, when I say massive, they split
Okay.
through your armor, and they are sharp clawed tips. They can be used as an additional weapon, natural weapon attack, to deal 1d6 plus your strength modifier as attack, and you gain spider climb as a climbing as a movement speed.
So we witness like
Oh, it's the most
'cause we were talking about-
excruciating
I
thing.
mean that's not butterfly, but
I want some of that.
I can dig that.
I am walking over to that spot and I'm going to try and get the same.
Hadar is just like panting, like, just trying to collect himself.
It's like
Oh, yeah, this is full on like The Thing. Like
or Lucifer TV show.
legs just climbed right out of your back, like 1980s stop action, and there is gore everywhere, ectoplasm, and you can hear at the back of your skull a hunger that
Oh,
was
dear.
not there before. As Hickman
Alright, so-
kneels,
I'm looking at it with a beaming grin on my face. Ah,
and
yeah.
in your mind you hear the chuckle that lasts for probably a little bit longer than is comfortable, but nothing otherwise happens. As you kneel
you,
before
Hadar. Enough.
Arcturia.
Sorry.
Curse you, Alistair.
You gonna keep? You gonna do something to me and keep chuckling?
Do we see a key anywhere?
Nothing
All right,
seems to
so-
happen further.
Hadar is going to stand up, like wiping sweat, like, spittle, whatever. He's probably trying to collect himself, and then I'm gonna try casting remove curse on myself.
I mean,
Okay.
can I do a medicine check on you before you try to do that? See
Okay.
what might be wrong with you, or would medicine help? Do I have to identify something else? Because, like, I'm a cleric, remember?
Where?
Would medicine be helpful? No,
I'm looking here. There's
Okay.
supposed to be a table.
Probably need like a greater restoration or something.
I
Maybe.
probably have that,
I mean, those legs look mighty fine anyway.
but he's hungry.
Hadar just glares at you.
Like, can he like put a weapon in each appendage and just like wave
No,
them
no.
around like a whirling dervish?
Nope, sadly not.
Ugh.
Let me see one thing.
You have greater restoration if need be. Oh, fire.
I actually don't even see polymorph trap in player's handbook. It's probably in the DMG somewhere.
Gotta search through the 97 books that you might own somewhere to find the one thing.
Yeah, that does happen quite frequently, actually.
Well, so yeah, if this was a polymorph trap, then the remove curse shift probably won't work.
It is a modified polymorph trap.
Oh, crap.
Polymorph.
Crap.
Crap. I should put D&D in there.
Nope, it is not coming up in the appendix in the DMG either. That's okay.
I'm asking Professor Google.
Oh, here we go. It's actually right here. So, the okay, yeah, that's funny. That's actually way worse than your spider legs. The book would have been an owlbear. You would have just been an owlbear.
If what?
For a 9 on a D10, you would have just been an owlbear.
Oh, so I am actually right now an owlbear.
No,
You don't
no,
have
you
spiders.
would
No,
be
if you but
if I wanted this to be lethal like Arcturia did. That you can't continue playing as an owlbear.
You would be.
You wouldn't have the intelligence. Your spider legs are cuddly and furry and also sharp and deadly for a natural weapon.
Aw.
And I'm sure you can find a way to get them removed, either surgically or via greater restoration or something along those lines. But for now, enjoy your 30-foot climb speed and your additional natural attack if you should choose to use it.
All right.
I have greater restoration, but like, I feel like we should wait until we're in a more calm situation. I mean, if you got something going on, buzzing around in your brain, that starts to get a little too buzzy, let us know.
Can I look around the room a little more thoroughly and just see if there's anything else here?
Absolutely. As you poke your head out and you look, you see around the corner is another statue.
Okay.
Ooh.
What does this one look like?
Oh, this one, set into an alcove at the back of a dusty side chamber, is a non-magical, life-size statue of Hallister Blackcloak, carved from granite. The statue leans forward, thrusting its stone staff outward in a threatening manner, its visage sculpted with the look of a wild abandon, its robe engraved with hundreds of lidless eyes. The statue stands atop a 1-foot-thick granite disc.
This statue.
This is the one.
Yep, the eyes. Oh, the eyes.
Anyway.
I'm following behind, like, oh, well, there's another one in here.
Eyes, wizard. It just
Always
sounds
the eyes.
right.
Yeah, they're always, anywhere I go, looking at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very creepy.
I'm just gonna go right up in front of it and like make my most confident, intimidating pose.
Your most firm stand.
Exactly. This is Zanella's gonna like T-pose, power pose out of the.
How tall are you?
You're actually, I'm trying to move your character, but for some reason it's grabbing both of you. I don't know
Sorry.
what the heck is going
Oh
on
no.
here.
Which room are we in at this point?
Thinking it's
This one.
Okay.
okay. Sweet. So you probably notice at some point, like in the next few minutes, that Hadar is just hanging from the ceiling.
So I moved them into the room.
And when he notices someone, like noticing him doing it, he just kind of like shrugs and says, "Might as well make use of him."
Exactly.
And
It's
as
a-
if like, what are you looking at?
It's
You-
super cool.
You're turning lemons into lemonade.
I
Yeah.
buried my pet tarantula today. It was very sad. His name was Susan, and he was a good boy.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well loved.
Fitting.
Well
I'm
loved.
glad to reanimate him. It. Her.
Him.
Whatever.
His name is Susan. He wants you to respect his life choices. That's a reference.
I've always wanted a tarantula. They are. I don't think my wife will let me have a tarantula.
Oh, they're so good.
I know.
Good little.
I
Anyway.
also
we're-
have terrible arachnophobia, so it probably would not be a very well loved pet.
I used to, but I love them. I save them and I keep them safe.
They're adorable, and I love them. They are amazing, and I have this terrible fear of being bitten. It's not even a rational one. I'm talking about like an orb weaver garden spider. I will not let it crawl on me.
Yeah, well, tarantulas, they don't really bite. If they attack, they kick butt hairs because that's their
Yeah.
defense mechanism. They like blind their enemies, or the most it'll do is give you a rash. And no one has ever been killed by a tarantula. No people. They have never caused a human death.
Hashtag facts.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're not dangerous. They're just a little creepy. Look, sweet. They fall more than a foot. A lot of times they'll die because their exoskeleton will crack and they'll bleed out.
That's harsh.
Yes. Anyway,
Okay,
Right,
so
Star's hanging from the ceiling, and there's a creepy mad mage, and Zanelle is standing warrior queen pose.
you
All
stand
5, 6
firm
of her.
and tall before the gaze of Hallister Blackcloak, the mad mage. And what was that? What was that rhyme that was given to you?
Stand firm or stand tall. The wizard sees naught. With eyes made at stone, 2 keys can be bought. So the wizard's blind?
Well, his eyes are made of stone because it's a statue.
What if the eyes made of stone are something that we have to trade for the keys? What if eyes made of stone there is modifying 2 keys can be bought, not the wizard sees not? What if we have to take the eyes from the other statue and give them to this one?
I mean,
can certainly try it.
That's logical to me.
you're standing both firm and tall. Can you stand either firm or tall? How tall are you? I
I'm
can't.
5'6".
I can only stand tall. I'm 8 feet tall.
I will stand firm then.
Okay. As he looks down at you menacingly, you are unfazed by his terrifying gaze. But nothing happens.
My climbing speed is 30, right?
Yes.
It's spider climb.
I'm going to try this again. Excuse me, statue.
What do you want?
The voice of Hallister booms from the ceiling. Shut up!
Well, that's a bit rude. Just tell us an answer.
What do you want?
I'm kidding.
from us?
Nothing happens.
Oh.
Your keys can be. I'm still worried about the bot.
Can I?
Firm or stand tall? Do we need? There's 2 of them. Do 2 of us need to stand, 1 tall and 1 firm? It says or though, which makes me think 1. Oh, riddles.
With eyes made...
Can I just do an investigation of the statue to see if there's any
Absolutely.
like,
Roll an
mechanism
investigation.
or anything? Okay. That's 16 plus 6.
22. Yes, actually, as you're sort of inspecting, you're looking around, and you're verbally running virtually running your eyes up and down Hallister Blackcloak's excellent form in his clearly younger visage here, and you note that some of the lidless eyes on his robe appear different, like they may be made of a different stone, or maybe the stone has been. As you look closer, clearly the stone was actually pulled out of one and put into the other. There are two eyes matching at the hem of his cloak that look like they're in the wrong place.
I'd like to take the two at the bottom of his, try and pry him out. Possible?
Okay. As you pry them out, they actually come out relatively easily. You just kind of push on them, and it comes out, and it is a stone-shaped ellipsoid that is pointy on both ends, and it's an eye.
The football-shaped eye.
Mm-hmm.
Both Zanella and Jono feel very validated right now.
Ah. Well, it wasn't the other statue. It's just this. Well, we should have known. There's a lot of eyes on the statue.
Yeah. So, what did we do with it? Where do we put it? How do we use it?
Do we switch the spots they were in?
Are there any other empty spots on the cloak we can put these in, or
They look like they'll fit where in opposite places,
Yeah, you can
or
switch
in the
them
places
around.
they came from.
Just
let's move them around?
Okay. As you slide them into each other's slots on that, you hear a clicking mechanism, and something whirs and ratchets and clanks out the bottom of the hem of the robe.
I'll have a look.
As you look underneath the hem of the robe, you see two keys laying on the
Ooh.
stone circle, the stone disc.
He doesn't wear any trousers.
I was like, don't look up, Gwen. You're just
We are going to say that there is a black veil along the bottom of that robe.
Meanwhile,
We got the
Zanella,
keys. We got the keys.
Okay.
Do we want to take them back now, or we want to keep looking and go back?
Well, if this is room 1,
Yeah.
we've got what, three
Well,
three more rooms left.
Yeah, but we got 2 checked off real quick, so that's nice.
I can run
Also-
him back if you want.
There was nothing
Ooh.
about standing firm or standing tall. There was kneeling in front of the edge of his robe. These riddles, a little bit bullshit, not gonna lie.
I wrote
Well.
it myself.
I'm impressed, friends. Well done.
I mean, we
Perhaps-
got a nice thing out of it with your spider legs.
Yeah.
Just piercing eyes. Like he doesn't know if you're being serious or if you're messing with him. So
I mean,
he
he wanted his own spider legs, so like,
right.
As you stare deep into Hadar's eyes, you see that he has multiple pupils in each eye now.
Oh, heck! Did you know this, lad? You got multiple irises inside your eyes. Like, you got spider eye now.
oh yeah, you do. Does anyone have like a mirror or something? I held up the inside of my shield, which has been polished mirror thing. It's also a tanning shield. 'Cause I love the sun. So I hold it because it's polished so that you can see your own eyes.
That is brilliant for the character.
It's got
Bunny.
Dawn on the front, and it's ready to assist me in tanning on the inside. Polished clean.
You look frightfully intimidating now.
Now that you weren't intimidating before.
No, you were intimidating before. You're
He's
just
just-
more intimidating.
Do
Okay.
you have like a sudden desire to eat bugs?
Do you have like? Does your bottom jaw like separate out into pincers?
Can you
I
spin
mean-
web from your butt?
Can you spin web from your mouth?
This is
Okay.
becoming tedious. Hadar just
Yep,
starts
we're-
walking off.
Head out.
Should have gone with the golden wings.
I love it.
Okay.
You guys are awesome.
So, you make your way up the hallway a little further, and there's a door to the north and a path that moves on to the east. Everyone roll me an intuition, please.
Ooh.
Intuition or insight?
I'm sorry, insight, yes.
Insight is 22.
I got
14.
another 3.
19.
14.
Apparently, I'm not very insightful tonight.
Tim?
19.
Okay, so Zanella, as you're walking past this door, you get the impression that it was crafted with really shoddy poor craftsmanship, and you know, you don't put good things behind bad doors. And you have a feeling that taking that door would just be a big old waste of time. But you do get the impression that something is off in that left direction.
We can skip this one.
I'm down.
Right, let's go to the next door then.
Yeah,
Carry on.
I'll convey that.
I must say, you all have these like really impressive like internal compasses.
Bunny was busy polishing the inside of her shield. She noticed a little smudge.
Almost
good.
like
Got that
you
one.
signed into a magical contract with some supernatural being that is giving you guidance.
It's almost like that.
Okay, so as you make your way up northwesterly, after you take a left at the turn there is a grand door. And from beyond that door, you hear a loud, loud clanging. And something tells you that should you open that door, Zanella, certain doom will befall all of you. Perhaps
Okay.
stealth is the better part of the day today, and there is a door to your left.
Which grand door are we at on the map here?
Let me...
Just move me and someone.
Okay, you are standing in front of this door here.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know it sounds really exciting from outside, but I feel like given all of the noise and stuff that's happening in there, we should probably try not to attract undue attention.
In the
It's
room
not
around you, you see multiple pieces of large scrapped iron. Some of it mangled, and some of it reminds you of that worm that you saw at the entrance to this area of the dungeon.
Yeah, I'll convey that.
Okay.
I wonder.
Like, this sounds like this is an important room, but maybe not a right now important room. So,
Yeah.
make note. Now where?
There was a door to the left
Okay.
How about these two
that
doors?
looked kind of interesting.
Should we make quiet in this time?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yep.
Everybody roll a hide for me.
Ooh.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 26.
Nice.
That's a 15 plus 13 for a
28.
28.
I got an 18. Ooh, so sad compared to these.
Hadar.
Hadar has disadvantage, and I rolled a 2.
I
It
feel
is
like this
a
has happened before.
group pass. As you are about to stumble into
I'm
some...
on the ceiling, so
I feel like this is the second time we've had to carry you through the dungeon so you didn't clang all over the place.
So he's walking on the ceiling, and little pieces of stone are falling off and clattering. They would be hitting the metal on the floor if it weren't for the deft handwork of Zanella and Hickman catching these rocks before they go clattering across the room. Hadar, meanwhile, is oblivious to the fact that everybody else is trying to be quiet.
Yeah. Bunny, since only rolled an 18, is being quiet but has her shield above her head, trying not to get hit with the rock.
Nice.
I'm not that adept.
So you make your way to the room to the west in the hallway, and up through the passageway, you come to a small room with 2 statues in it. In the middle of the room, there is like a flagon symbol. It looks like a cup with a foaming froth on top. And there are two statues standing across from one another, a man and a woman. Well, a dwarf and a female dwarf.
Like a sister and a brother, you might say.
Perhaps. The male dwarf has been shattered. Its head is middle of the room, completely just broken off the top of the statue.
He lost his head.
And across the room stands the female dwarf closer to you, and she salutes with her mug in the air.
I'm gonna just look up and have a check on if
Hadar's
there's
checking
anything
out the
going on.
ceiling too.
Yeah.
I'm with Zanella.
I'm checking out. I'm gonna check out the head.
I'm gonna look to see if I have anything mug-like, or if there's anything mug-like about to hold up while I look up.
So,
Walk in, would that work?
Alright.
as Zanella looks up, you see that there is a massive tankard that is affixed to the ceiling in the dome on a swinging chain. And it has a massive dent in the side of it where it struck one of the statues. This trap appears to have been reset. And as Hickman goes to walk into the room to investigate the stone head in the middle of the floor, you grab him by the back of his shoulder and you say, "Whoa, hold on," and
Everybody look
point
up.
up towards this log trap made out of a brass tankard.
Ooh.
If only we had someone who could climb up onto the ceiling and disable that from up there.
Exactly what
Without
I'm
getting-
about to do.
Good lad.
If only
Actually,
someone could
first I'm
avoid
gonna
the
look
trap.
inside the tankard. Like if I can.
I was thinking the same
As
thing.
you do, as you look inside of it, you find a point of inspiration. Take advantage on the roll of your choice. There is a small satchel in there, and in it there are 3 tankards and a small skin of wine.
Fabulous.
We might have to raise a toast.
So I will very carefully retrieve them.
Okay, roll for me a sleight of hand.
This is gonna go well. Oh, I rolled a natural 19. That's
Yeah.
not terrible.
Not only do you manage to hold on to the roof easily with your new legs, you reach in, grab your new ill-gotten gains here, stealing from it, and manage to disarm the log trap, as it's a modified log trap, and climb down the wall and let it swing freely in the middle of the room. You can see where the last time it swung, there is a big dent in the wall behind the stone statue of the male dwarf.
I am starting to like these new legs.
It's already come round to them.
See? Like, just keep track of that brain bug, and like,
It's not too creepy, right?
no, it's definitely not.
Unless you're growing more stuff that we don't know about.
Like, especially in the dungeon, fine. Like, before we leave the dungeon, you might want to work on getting rid of them, because they will terrify children out in public. But like in here, totally cool.
Or it will terrify your enemies.
This is also, maybe your enemies are children.
All
I
right,
don't know.
well,
That's my person.
let's figure out. Let's figure out how to get this next key, though. I'm gonna pour a little wine in the 3 tankards.
Okay,
I'm gonna go look at that head.
all
I
right.
take a tankard.
I will also take a tankard.
Tim, as you walk out in the middle of the room and you start to examine the head, it splits in half. Inside, you find there are 2 rubies the size of your thumb.
Oh, heck.
Each of them worth about 100 gold pieces.
Hot damn.
Nice.
Check the other one's head.
You note they were the eyes.
Oh, these are nice.
Awesome.
Rubies for eyes. Interesting.
I'll just turn around and go, "Hey,
Oh God, something got you too.
Oh, rose-colored glasses right there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Everything's coming up rubies.
Not bad.
Okay. So as you raise your mugs
And
to
look up.
and look up to the sister, she lowers her mug and turns it over, as you are not dwarves. But
Can I
out
make
of
a
this
toast in
mug,
Dwarven?
out of this mug, clatters to the floor another key.
Awesome. And I would like to make a toast to her in Dwarven. Like, even though she can't hear me.
She is a statue.
So with you guys and talking to statues.
Well, I mean, statues are
Apparently
pretty
it's a thing.
Just before you go to like, just take a sip of the wine and go, wait. Are you gonna try drink wine that's been hidden in a dungeon that you don't know what's in it?
Better with age.
There's this cut shot of Hadar like pausing when it's like inches from his lips.
I mean, also it's a red, so we really should have let it breathe.
Just let it breathe and let's just see, if it's bad for you.
Don't
I mean,
think
wine's bad for you anyway, but just
Let's see.
We're doing really well. I mean, what do we have now? A total of 4, right? So,
Well,
I'm
yeah, 4. Well, we have 3. One of them's in a wall. So
and I think
quite right.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we're going off to the interior designer beholder next.
this is
Don't
entirely
see it.
possible.
Or the Illithid.
Well, if we're going in order on the scroll, there's gonna be curtains and keys. Ooh, maybe they hide them in the curtains. Something about telepathy. Does anyone know anything about telepathy?
This to do with the mind.
Tell her what?
Like I talk to Lathander with my mind sometimes, but like that's not unusual.
Wait. Hear me out, right? We've been in 2 rooms so far. Both rooms have had statues. Just saying, perhaps, just perhaps, this statue will talk back to us with telepathy.
This isn't well. One of the statues laughed at you already.
So
like,
maybe the statues have feelings too. We just need to converse with them.
like I'm down.
Sure.
I'm sure they're full of light.
Let's do it. Let's try find this place.
After a few hours of meditating, the wine has successfully breathed, and it begins to occur to you that maybe you could drink the wine. And also, it's extremely hot in here, being right next to the forges.
Ooh.
So are we drinking the wine then?
I drank mine a while ago.
You're like, I don't have time for this, honey. It could be
And
rubbing
you're
off.
okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Nothing
Yeah.
weird has happened to you, Zanella? You don't have any legs we don't know about?
In fact, it says the foundry is unbearably hot. Characters who linger here for 1 hour or more while the forges are operating are subject to the effects of extreme heat.
I don't know.
Has it been an hour?
You were trying to commune with the statues.
No, we weren't commuting.
No,
we were talking about communing with the next statue.
Another one.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting here
new
thinking like,
statue.
okay, we're gonna wait in this room and try and talk to the statue.
No. We're going to talk to the next statue, just in case.
We're maybe it's a beholder statue, and it's gonna talk to us. Maybe that's what we were saying.
Okay. So no extreme heat exposure then. Okay.
Hope not.
Not in this room.
All right.
Not
The
today,
wine
see?
is of a fantastic vintage that has been preserved magically,
Nice.
almost like someone's personal stash.
Hadar thoroughly enjoys what he poured out and is looking forward to the second half of the wineskin later.
It's a nice vintage.
So,
Mom would know about this. I don't know anything about wine.
Do you
Just
like
throw
it?
shit around.
I
Also,
like it a
drinking
lot.
out of a,
Even better.
drinking it out of a mug, which is not ideal, but it's
Wait.
fine.
You know, it's all based on what type of glass you use anyway. The more air you can take in, the better the taste it is, supposedly.
There's a lot of vineyards in California.
Was there?
So, which direction would you like to go from here?
I mean, we've already been
Western.
west, where we've reached the westerness that we can west.
Let's go north.
Yeah, there's.
I liked it north. It's a good place.
Does north seem like it's gonna take us into the forge, or is the forge what we avoided?
I think the forge is
So-
what we avoided.
The smithy is what you turned aside from. The forges and the blasting of the heat can be felt coming from the north of this room. The heat
Well,
rolls
let's
out
do
towards
the
you.
other half of the dungeon. Let's go east.
Let's go south. South.
South and then east until, yeah.
We don't. But then again, if you go north, we can get a nice indoor suntan.
I mean, I'm always down for that, but today I'm not down for that. It's a paradox, I know.
Not today, Hallister.
I'm blue. I don't think tan would work very well.
I mean,
what color
just out
would
of
you prefer?
curiosity, when you do tan, do you go a darker blue or a lighter blue? Do you?
I freckle.
We're talking as
Oh.
we're walking. We're
Yeah.
having more.
They're yellow
travel.
freckles, right? Yellow freckles.
Yellow yeah.
No, little
Opposite color
green.
wheel.
Ooh.
Okay, so you make your way south. Back the way you came. There is the large clanging room that you stealthed your way by previously. Will
Think
you
we go
attempt to
across
stealth
from
through
it?
this room again?
I would assume so, yeah.
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 And
Maybe try to go
before
up this way.
before we do that, just because I'm a bit curious, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace.
I was gonna also cast guidance on Hadar.
Guidance at
Ability
this
check,
level
yes.
gives you what? 1d8?
A D4, I think.
Is it only a d4? The cantrip?
For guidance, it's a D4, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To the
And I'm-
ability check.
So
Yeah,
pass
and I'm-
without a trace and guidance.
Yeah. So you get a +10 to Dex checks.
15.
Plus 4.
Oh.
Or plus a D4.
15.
Um,
rolled.
try.
I still have disadvantage. So 10 and
35.
a 3 plus 0 plus 2 on the D4.
Not so great this time. It's an 11 for me.
Is that
Is
is
that
that
with
is that,
your
is that
pass
plus
without a
10?
trace?
Plus 10?
Oh, sorry. 21.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
13 plus 3 plus 10. Math.
Does guidance
26.
work on you and someone else?
I'm
Ooh.
assuming the plus 3 is her skill.
Plus
was
3,
it?
yeah, 3 is
I'm
my.
sorry, I thought it was a d4. Okay. Okay, so you all successfully make it through the room quietly this time.
Yay!
I guess all the stalactites fell off the roof already in the last pass through. So you make your way successfully through the room. Are you going to go back south the way you came, or are you going to work eastward?
I think we should east it. Like, we've already been south.
Hadar's already moving up to the door.
Well,
That's good for me.
let's go with the internal compass. Let's go. If
Did
Bunny
we
thinks we
go-
go east, let's go east.
Did anyone roll for our newest insights?
No.
Nobody rolled.
Have we?
Nobody rolled.
Well, let's
Alright.
roll again. Insights.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Actually, 9. That's 23.
I got an 8.
That's also a 23 for me.
13 for me.
Yeah, so Hadar, your hunger tells you you need to go in this room. Zanella and Hickman get the impression you shouldn't.
I don't think we should go in there.
No. Bad
Yeah,
vibes.
no. Let's.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
No.
Two against
no.
one, I think we should go back.
Something smells good in there.
Dude, I've got something in my pocket if you want to eat that. It's like jerky and stuff.
Yeah.
That might do.
Do you need some healing, loving touch of Lathander, sir?
Well,
Do
I
you-
don't know about that, but
Do you want some lovingly made jerky of owlbear?
Albert turkey.
It has no juices in it. Why would you want that?
It's just what you do. You make do with what you got.
I need something more succulent.
How about
Do you want my finger?
a greater restoration?
Let's just move on. I trust you at this point. Y'all have been so far on the right track.
Just out of curiosity, has he grown anything else, or got any furrier, or?
Nope. Oh,
Good to-
except
good
for
to-
those
good to-
deadlights on his chest.
But seriously, my friend, can I interest you in a greater restoration? It's instant.
Why don't you save your spells?
Well, I got plenty of spells, honey bunch.
This is proving useful
I mean, it is.
for the
but also-
moment.
Got spell slots for days, honey bunches. Haven't casted a thing yet.
Hadar's kind of enjoying it.
As you're having this conversation outside the door to the east of you opens up, and the at once confused and then alarmed and then angry face of a hobgoblin begins to let an alarm.
No, I shoot. I've got a longbow warning.
Longbow of warning.
Magical weapons warn you of danger. While it's on your person, you have advanced initiative rolls and all that stuff.
That is amazing. I love it so much.
You noped the nope right out of that.
The
Nope,
door
nope, 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 nope,
opens,
nope.
and you immediately swing with an arrow, and you had an inclination that you should not be going this way. You knock 2 arrows, and you sink both of them, one into the neck and one into the forehead of this hobgoblin, who falls backwards, right to the stunned gaze of 5 more hobgoblins.
I think this is we should get going.
Run away?
Run away.
Do you want to run away?
I mean, I
I'm
can
happy to
always
run away.
cast the light behind us. It did a number on him last time.
Hadar kind of cracks his knuckles. Like,
All right, you want to eat? Let's eat these and then let's go.
Yeah, all right.
But we do it quietly.
Adar is hungry.
Okay, hit that initiative.
Initiative. We haven't fought anything yet, so I mean.
I get advantage on initiatives.
oh, I keep rolling 8s. I want the 20.
Ooh.
15 plus
Yes.
3? Yeah. 15, 18.
Hang on, I get something else, don't
I got an
17 for me.
we? 24.
Nice.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, you guys didn't roll in. Okay, so
No.
Bunny, what
Sorry,
did you get?
18. Is there a place I can put this in?
Oh,
Yeah, it's in the combat tracker, the swords. I just put it in for you, Hadar.
8.
All right, Hickman
24.
Oh, there it is.
and Zanella.
17.
Perfect. And then I will just, drop these guys into the initiative tracker as well. The 5 remaining. And
Someday I'll learn what these buttons do.
I'm gonna run and grab my water bottle really quick. I'll be right back.
Go for it.
We'll be right here.
are we going to be going a little bit late tonight? Are you guys free to do that?
I'm
Um,
crazy.
I'm free.
I can go for a bit.
Because we can wrap or we can do this fight.
I'm down to fight.
I'm down to fight.
11 here.
Okay. So they have rolled initiative 19. So Hickman, you will go first,
Okay.
which makes perfect sense.
All right. So, right. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a simple bonus action hunter's mark.
Nice.
Okay. On which one?
Whichever one I can see in front of me.
Okay, we will call that number 5. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to shoot it. So that's that's a four. Hang on. Yeah, it's a 14.
A 14 will not hit.
Okay. Second attack.
All right.
That's another 14.
Will not hit either.
And I've also got a Dread Ambusher, so I get a third attack.
Because it has not been damaged in its first round, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's... Oh, that's even worse. That's a 12. Right, and then I'm going to just go, oh, well,
Well then.
that didn't go well.
That was my lucky arrow. It never misses.
Well, yeah, I'm just going to take the bonus action hide
Already
behind
used your
Hadar.
bonus action
Did I?
for Mark.
Oh yeah, good point. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just going to stand there going, well, I tried.
As you knock another arrow and take a deep breath to center your aim. Next, we move into the Hobgoblin phase, where they are all going to go. The first one is going to make an attack against Bunny, which will be a, let's see, a longbow,
Come
which will be a 9 to hit, which will not hit.
No, not even half hit.
Yeah, no, wait, what is this? Nope. Okay, perfect. And then the next one is going to draw a sword and is going to charge up to the front line and sort of block in the door on the right-hand side. Is going to make an attack against Hadar
Spider
with
legs.
his long sword, which will be an 8, so that's not going to hit. Hobgoblin number 3 is going to make a similar mistake and run up here and is going to make an attack against Hadar. Much more successful with a 22. Excuse me.
How high up am I on the ceiling?
I would say that the ceilings in here are about 15 feet tall.
Okay. Do they have? Are they shooting at me with a longbow?
No, this one's
that what
swinging
you
with a long sword. It is within. It's just barely within reach because of its height.
Okay.
He has that spider off the ceiling.
You're trying to smack
What was the attack roll? Sorry, what
22.
Was, okay, yeah, that hits.
That will be 6 points of damage slashing.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That will be. It was two-handed, so it is 6 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. Next will be Hobgoblin number 4, who is going to also shoot with a longbow from the back of the room. He's going to make an attack against Hickman
Okay.
for an 8 to hit, which will not hit.
Will not hit.
And then the next one is going to also back up and make a longbow attack against Bunny.
Didn't we murder one of them?
Yeah, there were 6.
Okay.
That is a natural 20.
I can't be crit upon though, so.
Oh, because your armor of awesome, but a 23 will hit, yes?
Best investment.
Adamantine twins.
Yeah.
All right, and that will actually only be 9 points of damage, despite it saying that it's critical. All right, that will bring about Bunny's turn.
Cool. How big's this room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
40 by 40 ish, right? No, so
if it's 5 each.
not even, yeah, much less.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, what do I have that has a big enough area of effect to murder everyone? I could cast that sweet, sweet daylight again. And just make the 60-foot radius not come all the way to us. Can we see anything else in the room?
The room itself, let's see. Smashed wooden crates and furnishings piled along the walls are shrouded in dust and cobwebs.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with... I mean, it worked last time. I might as well try to cast a daylight on him. Let me read it, what it does again. Is it daylight? No, it's not daylight. What was it? Dawn? What is it? Which one did I cast? Well, it's a 40-foot high cylinder, 30-foot radius. I think I'm gonna cast Dawn.
Okay.
4d10 radiant damage on a failed Constitution save. DC 18.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll all be in there, and I will mass roll for them. Con
Fills
save.
the whole room, right?
Yeah,
More than
it's
likely.
30-foot.
DC
radius, 40
it's 12 on their con save.
It's not an 18, so they failed horribly.
Yep, that's a fail. So please go ahead and roll your damage.
4d10. That is not the right one. That's the right one. Okay. Ooh, 4, 9, 1, 4.
4, 9,
18.
18. So, yeah, they only had 11 hit points apiece. They immediately begin, the skin just like begins boiling on their faces and like melting and drooping as this pink light just hammers down on them. You guys just outside the radius of the spell. And they're within seconds, they are reduced to ash as this gruesome light just makes quick work of these poor, defenseless, screaming hobgoblins who are in way over their head serving fire giants.
I turned to Hickman. I was like, so that's the light from before I was telling you about?
Oh my, that's... Oh.
Pretty great.
That is pretty great. I'd love to know about this more. Like, what do I have to do to be able to make pink light like that?
Well, I worship Lathander. I've spent a great many years studying, but there's lots of ways to study the light.
All right, because most of my job has been doing stuff in shadows and stuff, so I haven't really got used to light. But that pink light's quite nice.
It's a lot of times for people, they haven't experienced it before, and then when they see it, they're like, "Holy crap! I would really love to come to the light," and I understand.
I mean, like I currently serve someone called Shah.
Shah?
Who's Shah?
Yeah.
So going from shadows with light is quite nice.
I mean, you cannot have shadows without the light. They work in tandem in a beautiful yin and yang.
No. Oh, you couldn't have said it better. Best. Oh, just Hickman's slightly enamored right now.
The light in you does not manifest at all like the light in me, and that's really cool. And
But, honey,
I
you
think
have
that should be
so much-
celebrated.
You can make light as well. Oh, Hadar, can you do light things?
Yeah.
Hadar casts light on his halberd.
Oh, you're all such magnificent beacons of light and hope in this world of darkness and destruction.
As you say that, the clanging ceases in the room at the far side, and you hear some muffled shouting. Does anybody speak Giantish?
I do.
You hear, "What is the meaning of that light?"
Run away, run away, run away, run away, run away.
I turn off.
"To battle stations, we're under attack!"
Which direction is this coming from?
From the east.
East. Let's nope on out of the nope.
Nope. Right, let's skedaddle. Come on. Wagons roll and all that stuff.
Okay, as you turn
But
to
I
leave,
still haven't had any action.
Well,
turn-
just grab one of the goblins and eat it.
and you see Hadar pulling a hobgoblin off the floor and sniffing about as if looking for a place to begin his meal. And the door bursts open, and behind it is a massive fire giant S. And she wields the biggest cog hammer you have ever seen. And she lunges forward. And that is where we are going to end this session, as her fiery mane breathes towards you through the smoke and the radiance of the construction you can see behind her.
I shouldn't have turned off my light. She would have.
Finally a worthy opponent.
Oh, she's a big one, isn't she?
That's
We'll
awesome.
get to see how the light in me manifests after all.
Everyone's got beautiful light in them. Just need to find it.
Oh, I
So-
can't sing a song on Twitch.
Thank you all so much for watching episode 2 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage here on Variant Roles, where we have had some amazing cast members. And thank you so much, Tim and Jono, for jumping in at the last moment as we were short some people. And again, Variant Roles, guys, we'll get you on a game. We'd love to have you there. So let's go around, do a quick introduction, and we all played some pretty great characters tonight. So I'll start off. I am Alistar. Oh wait, no, I am Hadar. That's Hadar's voice. I'm a bit too gravelly tonight. Okay, so I am Dungeon Master Corey, and you can find me anywhere on Twitter and on Twitch on my own channel on DM Corey, and as well you can find me over on ERP running the Ravnica Unknown District Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, right before this stream. And we got one more week to go where I'll be here, and then we will be off and away into some new content on Variant Roles, which I am super looking forward to sinking my teeth into, as I hear that the Ghosts of Saltmarsh are going to be pretty amazing. So,
You're right tomorrow.
yeah. So let's start with Bunny again.
Okay. Hello. I'm Jen. I'm randomly generated across the internet, randomly Jen on Twitter, because character limits. I am a Twitch streamer and variety streamer. Usually 5 days a week around noon central. I stream. Might be changing my schedule up pretty soon, but we do all kinds of stuff. MMOs, regular RPGs. I made Bunny on an RP or on a stream. Stardew Valley and all sorts of nonsense. So come hang out. My community is the gentle folks, with Jen in the name because I am awful at puns. But it's just a cozy place to hang out. Everybody has themselves a good relaxing time, especially in the turbulent time we have. So come hang out. I had a fantastic time. Corey, thanks for DMing.
Thanks
been
for
great.
playing. And I just want to put on the record, there's no such thing as an awful pun. Just saying, as dad
I'm
joke
awful.
master, if you took away my puns, I would have nothing funny to say.
Puns aren't awful. I'm awful, and I do puns.
But then you could argue puns redeem you.
You do.
Hadar.
Well, hey, I am Gregory, and this has been one of my favorite characters. I've not tried an Eldritch tonight, so it's been kind of cool digging on this new class. And you can find me on Twitter and such, at Facebook as Gregory Festo, which is on the stream thing here somewhere. And if you look for me on YouTube or Instagram, go to 1N20DND, and you'll find my vlog where I talk about D&D and other RPGs, but mostly like 90 something % is D&D. And I love being on here. Thank you, Corey, for another awesome session. And somebody in the chat asked for favorite moments, and my favorite moment was pretty much every time that Hickman tried to talk to a statue.
Boy, what are you doing?
I just thought that was brilliant.
What do you want from us?
Well, now we got to go back and get Bunny's favorite moment. I mean, we can't move on without.
Oh, there's so many good ones. I really like all the conversations we've been having about everyone's got light in them. Like all the little sidebar conversations we're having while we're walking and doing things. They're just super good. Like, yeah, you've got light within you, and Danella, your light is so bright. I can tell.
I have to agree. You guys have some instant charisma between your characters, and I can't wait to play with you guys again. So.
Also, generated is can't tell if you can see that. It might be backwards. It's probably backwards.
Nope.
Spelled
Good.
like my name, generated. That's the pun in that part. And
See?
gentlefolk. I was like gentleman, gentlefolk, JENN.
You have been redeemed.
I failed to mention the extent of the gen in everything.
Hickman, tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm Tim at Anonmoth on all the interwebs and social stuff. Basically tweeting about anything and everything from D&D to what I'm doing in my job to anything else. You can catch me on Encounter Roleplay on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we're playing through a Greyhawk campaign, where I'm playing Jerome, their wizard, and yeah, we're there to go through Greyhawk, and I'm absolutely loving it. And then I'm back on Variant Roles on Saturday, doing a Dungeon World session. So I have no idea what it is, and I'm just looking forward to it. So
Who's the DM? Is that DM Shane?
That is Kyle.
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle loves Dungeon World.
Oh, nice. I've been wanting to try Dungeon World so bad.
Good stuff.
And,
Tim, what is your favorite moment?
My favorite moment has got to be Hadar growing out the arms.
That was almost mine. It's like
I was
that's
like,
dope.
oh, that was just
Certainly one of the most unique experiences I've had playing D&D, and I've been doing it for 30 years. So
At least it didn't turn into
kudos, Corey. Well
at least you didn't die.
yeah. I should have totally died. That was...
Honestly, when you can't find the table, make something up that's going to be effective and fun and good narrative experience.
Ever since I played with Corey last time, I've always had a second character ready just in case.
What are you saying here? Do you know how few characters in my experience that I've killed?
I mean, it stuck with me. It's taught me a lot.
It's taught me to not run it as it's written in the book on every scenario, because that was brutal.
Yeah.
Like, was that play tested? 3 banshees screaming for the first 3 rounds of combat.
First it was 3 banshees, and I dropped to 0 hit points on a failed con save, and then I got a nat 1 on my death save.
Oh no.
Ooh, that's a fast.
And that was
It
that
was-
was on a Mad Mage stream 1 hour into the stream
well.
on the first session.
Yep. That was rough. That was rare. It should not have happened that way. It just the rolls of the dice.
I know.
They were tricksy.
I absolutely loved it.
Shuffle was not in your favor that day.
Memorable.
Zanella,
Memorable.
tell us about Jono and your favorite moment.
I'm Jono. You can find me on Twitter at MammalJono, where I tweet about musical theater and D&D and bad jokes that usually involve at least one of those. Gregory discovered my Old Man River tweet today. It's my favorite thing I've ever written, but that's neither here nor there. My favorite moment from today, I think, had to be our conversation about wine. Because as a person who knows nothing about wine, I felt very validated. I also would like to point out that I have spent probably the last hour and a half trying to make a Hunger of Hadar joke work. So here it is.
You're awesome.
Just lay it out there. That's sometimes you just have to. I can't think of the joke, but here's the premise, and that's the joke.
Oh, see,
Oh, that would have been perfect if we got to the Illithid head.
here you go, Jono. All you had to do, he's more like a warlock than an eldritch knight, and it's clearly to the Spider Queen Lolth.
Apparently.
I love that. Thank you all for having me.
Oh,
Thanks,
we're
thanks
glad
Tim
to.
and Jono for step it up and step it in.
Yeah.
Anytime,
Been a great
anytime.
time.
Both
And
awesome.
last thing, I guess I have to go through my favorite moment now. Honestly, my favorite moment tonight, I really enjoy narrating bargains. And as much as I really enjoyed writing the riddles and getting to read them out and, present them to you as players, I really enjoyed that interaction with each of you as sort of a, what can we get out of this? It's rare in my experience that players actually go through the whole negotiation process and pick up on things. And Tim, 100% to your credit, like I was blown away at you catching every little thing that I tried to pull over on you guys through that contract. It was pretty great. And thank you guys so much for having that experience with me. And it's going to be a lot of fun because that's what's coming up in some of the new D&D material is a lot of negotiations with devils.
Yeah.
So
Forward to it.
I have to get a little practice in with my Rakshasa. All right.
Yes.
Tigers
Thank
everywhere.
you all for very much for watching Variant Roles here on Dungeon of the Mad Mage Extravaganza. And we're getting close to the end of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage run, so please watch for what we are going to be putting out next. And whenever you see a sign up, jump on it because we get a lot of hits on them, and we really want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to play through as many times as possible. And the more people that we get there, the more players that we get to go with in new games, and the more friends we really get to make. And then that leads into more future friends and experiences that lead on to other streams. And you see these groups forming more and more and pulling in people you've gamed with previously when you need somebody to fill. Like in this particular scenario, I've gamed with both Jono and Tim before, and both were great experiences. So I was immediate yes as soon as they were available to jump in for tonight. So that's all I got, and we will see you next week where we will find out what this fire giant has been constructing, this big giant slag of metal behind her, and what could all of this metal be forming in this massive chamber? Ah, no, not a giant Mecha Hallister!
No. Oh, it's gonna have eyes all over it. Ooh.
Ooh, big eyes too. All right, we'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Bye. Thanks
Bye.
for watching and hanging out.
Have a great week, everyone.